If this survives me lifting it up, I'll be very surprised. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would create some more crafts from the pound shop because it's been a little while since I've done one of these videos and they're always quite unpredictable because you can just never tell what you're gonna find at the pound shop. It's a mystery. It's like Aladdin's cave. So let's head up to the pound shop and see what I can get my hands on. Oh my god, how cute are these? Little tiny easels and little tiny canvases. I'm definitely gonna have to have some of these. Okay, I've just finished my pound shop and the pound shop was not plain today. They had some amazing things in there. I definitely got carried away again because I always do when I go shopping, so I'm not surprised. I spent a grand total of £44, but a lot of that's because some of the items weren't a pound. Some of them were like 3 or 4 quid. It's no longer a pound shop. They're lying to us, everyone. But I'm still super excited about what I've bought. I've got a couple of ideas, but some things I just bought because I just wanted them, really. But yeah, so I'll meet you back in the studio and hopefully we can make something nice with the stuff that I've bought. And I'm back with my Poundland haul, just like that. And I've had a little bit of time to think about what I actually want to make, and I think I'm gonna have some pretty successful crafts today. I think in the last pound shop craft video, I went to the little one in the city centre, and that was shite. There just wasn't enough good stuff in there. But this time I went up to the big retail park one, and they just brought it. Poundland was really there for us today, so I'm very happy. I think that's the reason this is all gonna go well. Okay, and with a lot of these crafts, I'm gonna keep it quite simple, because sometimes I feel like I overcomplicate them, and that's when things go wrong. So for this, I bought a just big, like, stone ceramic pot, and I think this cost about £4, not a pound. And I also bought some of these stick, what would you call these, like fence thingy-majigs, and these were actually a pound. And my idea is to just glue it around here and create a nice wooden pot. I think that's a great idea. Very, very simple. I do think I only need one of these, but I did buy 3, but I'll keep these other 2 just as spares. You know, they might come in handy at some point. We never know. This might be a little bit tricky. I think I'm gonna need some wire cutters at some point as well. I think, yeah, this is too long. I'll figure that out when I get to the end. I think it's going alright so far. It's a little bit tricky because this thing isn't like super flexible and floppy. It's a little bit more structured, but I haven't burnt myself, so that's always a plus. I think it's gonna look really good, actually. I know it's just like a super simple, boring idea, but I think the results are gonna look really good. Right, I'm getting to the end. Should I just double it up? Over? No, I shouldn't do that. I should really cut it. I'm just worried if I cut this wire, are all the twigs gonna fall out? We'll soon find out. I don't think my wire cutters are gonna reach inside of there, so I'm just gonna use a little knife. Try some scissors. Yeah. Easy. Easy peasy. Right, now I need a crap ton of glue on this joint, just so it doesn't spring back open. Just gotta hold it and make sure it sets. I'm still shocked at the things that the Poundland had though. I feel like they've upped the quality in the past year or so. I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised. And here we have it, a nice little rustic plant pot. I think it's a great idea. The plant pot only cost us £3. The wooden stick thing only cost us £1. So this entire thing cost us 4 quid. I think if you were to buy this in a shop, you'd be looking at least a You'd be looking at at least a tenner. Couldn't get my words out there. And it could easily go outside as well. You could pop a plant in if you want. I'm not going to because my history with plants is shambolic. But yeah, not bad. Pretty pleased with myself so far. Okay, so this idea is even more simple than the last idea because I'm not actually going to be even making anything. I just bought this really nice lantern at the pound shop. I couldn't believe they were selling something like this. And I also bought some little string lights, and I thought I would just put the string lights into the lantern and have a nice light lantern. I bought 2 boxes because I thought I might fit 2 in there, but I think I'm only going to be able to fit 1 in. I'll try the blue first and then we'll see. I'll just make sure these work first. Oh yeah, they work nice. I was just thinking actually I could probably glue the battery pack up in the top here, just so you can't see it. Do I want to hot glue it or should I tape it? Or I could just put it in the bottom, you know. You're not going to be able to see it in the bottom. Well, you will from behind, but who looks at it from behind? No one. Ah, I think that's cute. So cute. I could see myself like exploring some woodlands with this or something. But I think that looks cool how it is. I'm going to take it downstairs and show you what it looks like in the dark. I could do something with the battery pack, because you can see it. Like you can see it there, but it doesn't look too bad, does it? The options there. The options there to glue the battery pack or to tape it in if you wanted to. But I'm not going to bother because... well, because I just can't be arsed. Oh, I think it looks even better in the dark. That looks so cool. Like, look at all the shadows. That's well nice. I'm pretty pleased with that. The lantern only cost us £4 and the lights cost us £2. So that entire thing cost us £6, excluding the batteries. I had to buy them separately. You can see the little battery pack there. So I might have to hide that at some point when I can be bothered. But other than that, I think that's a pretty decent little idea and very, very simple. The Pound Shop's just winning my heart today. Come through, Poundland, come through. Alright, so for my next craft project, I thought I would do something with some photo frames. And I don't know whether you were around when I did the first ever Pound Shop craft challenge that I did, but I made this awful, just truly awful Christmas cage out of photo frames because I don't know why I made it, to be fair. It was destined to be a mess. So I'm trying to redeem myself this time, but it's going to be a way simpler idea. So I'm thinking for this one, I want to glue all of these together to create a like collaged photo frame thing. I think it'll be alright. I'm just going to use hot glue. Imagine if everything in today's video went really well. That would be a first, wouldn't it? If it does, then I should put the lottery on because I'm clearly just having a very lucky day, aren't I? Okay, so I think I'll arrange them first just to see what kind of composition I want. I want it to look quite like geometric and arty and funky. I think that looks interesting. The good thing about this as well is you can just do anything you want. Whatever space you had, you could just create any kind of formation you want. I'm liking what I've made. I think if you were going to do this and you wanted to do it properly, you would do it with something better than hot glue. But because I'm on a time crunch and I don't have time to wait for glue to set and all of that kind of stuff, I'm just going to go for hot glue. I think hot glue will be fine. It's just hot glue can be really messy at times. So if you're a perfectionist, it might not be for you. But I'm not a perfectionist at all. I don't know whether you can hear that outside, but it is absolutely chucking it down. I know I say that quite a lot, and I know I whinge about the weather quite a lot on this channel, but I'm allowed to because I'm British. For the past, I think, month, it has not stopped raining. And I was hoping to get out in the garden and maybe get a nice tan, but that's clearly not going to happen this year. I've glued it slightly to the table, but that's okay. Just need to use a little bit of force and just, there we go. I've got the shakes today for some reason. I don't know why. Either I've had too much caffeine or not enough caffeine, but it's making it very hard to control the glue gun. I'm like, ugh. Alright, last frame. Right, I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes for that glue to set, otherwise it'll all fall apart. And then I'll show you what it looks like. But I think it's going to look pretty good. Okay, I'm just about to lift this up, and I will say, if you're going to make something like this, you need some sort of support. It's very flimsy. That's the word I would say, it's very flimsy. If this survives me lifting it up, I'll be very surprised. Oh. I need to zoom the camera out, but I don't want to let this go. I'll zoom yours out so you can get a proper look. How cool is that? It's definitely not the strongest thing I've ever made. I think once it's on a wall, it would be fine. It wouldn't be too bad. But I think that's quite cool. I don't have any pictures to put in it, but if we just Photoshop it, I'm sure I've got pictures in now, and I'm sure it looks amazing. Does it look good? Yes, it looks good. But I'm not mad at that, and like I said, you can do whatever you wanted with it. You could really customize this and just make it your own. How much did I spend on this? I just had to look at the receipt. That only cost me £6. I think if you saw something in the shop like this, you would spend at least 20-30 quid on it. £6. Now that's a bargain. I'm loving this video. I'm doing so well. I'm very proud of myself. Don't know where to put it. I'll put it over this way. Okay, so for my next craft idea, I bought this little trinket box, which is quite cute as it is. It's quite nice. But they were also selling some washi tape, and I've never used washi tape before, but I believe it's kind of like a masking tape, like a paper tape, but with printed patterns and colours on it. So I thought I would decoupage this little box with some washi tape and just make it a little bit more funky. I can't believe Poundland sells washi tape. They literally sell everything. And here's a little bit of a closer up at these washi tapes. Little succulents and stuff on them. And then just some regular nice glitter ones. Okay, so I do think I want to go for some sort of design. I haven't really planned it out in my head. I think I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. And there we have it. I think it looks so much better than what it looked like before. I think it looks really cool. It's a nice little trinket box, but because it's got succulents on, it could even be like a little seed box. You could put maybe, I don't know, if you like to grow things and you can keep things alive, pop your little seeds in this. And I think I'll use washi tape again. I quite enjoyed it. It's very easy material to work with. Not the strongest tape I've ever used, but still it was quite nice. Okay, and for the final craft project, it's the one I'm the most excited about. It's the little mini paintings. These things, the canvas and the easel, they were only 50p each. Like, that's a bargain. I originally only bought 4 and then I went back and got another 2 because I was that excited. I think I'm actually going to have to go back to Poundland and get some more of these because I just love them so much. And I also bought a bunch of their acrylic paints, so I'll see what they're like. I can't imagine they're going to be anything great. And I also bought some glitter glue, and my idea is to do 6 little miniature abstract paintings. Unfortunately, I forgot to buy any painting tools when I was at Poundland, so I am cheating and I'm going to be using my own. Okay, so I'll get my creative head on and we'll make some mini works of art. Okay, well that was fun. It was actually quite challenging working on such a small scale. I was quite shocked. And individually on the canvases, they don't look particularly fantastic. Like, I'm not entirely sure what I was trying to go for, apart from my mini Jackson Pollock. But when they're on the easels, they look so good. It's like a little mini art gallery. Like, I think if someone saw them in person in an actual art gallery, they would think that they're potentially good, that they're potentially worth some money. Art's subjective. But I had fun with it, and that's all that counts. As long as you have fun, it doesn't matter. But that does it for today's video. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know whether any of these pound shop craft ideas are something that you're willing to try yourself. I think I've done a pretty good job. I think if you only watch my videos to see me fail, you'll have been highly disappointed with this, because I think it's all been pretty successful. I'm very happy with myself for once. But I'm gonna go away and find a place behind us in the studio somewhere, even though there's literally no space left anymore, to put all my new crafts and to set up my own little mini art gallery. But I'll see you next week for a brand new video.